Hello, welcome. This is Business News. I am Franco Malapia, and here are some of the reports we're filing now. Our analyst has faulted the federal government on the suspension of subsidy removal, which was slated for the year. A policy analyst, Mike Cookie, while reacting to the decision, said he received the news with mixed feelings and nothing to get excited about. According to him, deferring the subsidy removal for another 18 months was political, given the pre-election year. Cookie was speaking on our flagship business program earlier.
For me, it doesn't really get me so excited, okay, on the decision that the government took. For some of us, we know that there are political considerations that are released into this decision, okay. We all know that this is a political year. We are going into an election, or rather, proceeding 2023. So every government in power will want to do everything possible to assuage the people and to get their vote. So it's just a postponement of the doomsday. Eventually, the subsidy will be removed. They only suspended it for 18 months. Okay, so I just feel I've never been an advocate of subsidy as it were. We have always said that government should do the right thing. All right, a country that is spending as much as 16 billion naira daily subsidizing petroleum products, that money can be channeled into other areas of the economy, and this economy needs to take a flight.
Away from there now, Nigeria makes its crude oil output target for January 2022, pumping 1.46 million barrels per day against a target of 1.68 million barrels per day as approved by the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. Officials of the Federal Ministry of Petroleum Resources and the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited said the country's continued inability to meet its output target had caused the repeated plunge in oil earnings, leading to the monthly drop in the NNPC's remittances to the Federation account. They, however, attributed Nigeria's prolonged inability to meet its OPEC production quota to the spate of oil pipelines vandalism, delaying the full implementation of the Petroleum Industry Act, amongst other reasons. And now the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, on Tuesday declared that Nigeria's 8% tax to gross domestic product ratio was among the lowest globally, and that efforts were on the increase this figure. He also stated that the Federal Inland Revenue Service exceeded the tax collection target last year, as it was unable to collect 6.405 trillion naira from taxpayers nationwide. Osinbajo spoke at the public lecture organized by the Chartered Institute of Association of Nigeria in Abuja to commemorate the Institute's 40th anniversary. Represented by the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Aliyu Ahmed, the Vice President said Nigeria's tax to GDP ratio is still one of the lowest in the world at about 8%, while countries' contemporaries are in the neighborhood of 16 to 25%. Away from there now, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Group has disclosed that the launch of the Petroleum Industry Act will enable private investment in Nigeria's oil scene to rise due to increased clarity in its fiscal framework. This was stated by the CEO of NNPC, Mele Kyari, in a meeting with the Nigerian Senate Committee on Upstream Petroleum. The PIS saw President Muhammadu Buhari approve the incorporation of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited in a bid to prepare the federal government for the Petroleum Industry Act. Kyari said that the passage of the Petroleum Industry Act will see the new fiscal framework enabling partners and investors make important commercial decisions. Furthermore, committee chairman Senator Basi Akpan lauded the NNPC's effort towards restructuring itself post-PIA into a proper corporation, adding that efforts by the committee have started bearing results. And now the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority has commenced the recertification of the Lagos and Abuja airports. This was disclosed by the Director General of the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, Captain Nuhu Musa. As a result, he said inspectors of the regulatory agencies had started a series of regular meetings with the official of the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria with a view to ensuring that open items discovered are closed. Musa said that technical inspections of the airports were done last year to determine some identified gaps and that action plans were expected to be developed. According to him, the NCAA is expected to carry out a review as soon as a report of the technical inspections is submitted. Recall the National Assembly had ordered the NCAA and FAN to remove abandoned aircraft from airports. Let's cross over to foreign scene now. Asian stocks rose Wednesday amid a recovering U.S. shares spurred by the corporate earnings outlook and signs that Federal Reserve officials favor measures monetary policy tightening. Equities advanced in Japan and Australia among the few markets open in Asia due to the Lunar New Year holiday. U.S. Treasuries were little changed and a dollar gauge held a retreat. U.S. equity futures pushed higher with contracts and the technology-heavy Nasdaq 100 up 1% after strong alphabet incorporation. Economically sensitive sectors like energy and banks on Tuesday helped U.S. stocks to their best three-day rally since 2020. And in the oil market now, prices climbed on Wednesday toward last week's 7-year highs as a draw in U.S. crude stocks confirmed strong demand and a lack of supply, but investors remain cautious ahead of an OPEC Plus meeting later in the day. Brent crude rose 17 cents, about 0.2% to $89.33 a barrel after easing 10 cents on Tuesday. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude was up 16 cents at $88.36 a barrel, having gained 5 cents the previous day. Tight global supplies and geopolitical tensions in Eastern Europe and the Middle East have boosted oil prices by about 15% so far this year. Well, and that's all we have time for business news at this time. Thank you for watching. I am Franco Malape.